on our Wednesday night session, the D team. I just want to take a few moments before we get started to let you know about what's happening tomorrow, which is we're going to be starting a brand new campaign. Really bad lighting there, I do apologise. We're going to be starting a brand new campaign of Horde of the Dragon Queen, and that is going to be in aid of two charities which are very close to my heart, WizKids and Designability. I'm going to put, if you're watching on YouTube, I'm going to put some gubbins down, some links down in the gubbins below, linking to the fundraising page, and also back here to the Twitch channel. If you're watching on Twitch tomorrow, there will be a donate button underneath. You're more than welcome to please donate or share or whatever you want. As I say, these charities are fantastic. They're doing a really good job, and they've Designability have actually provided my daughter Alara, who has cerebral palsy, with a motorized wheelchair, hence the reason why I wanted to give something back to them in this particularly shitty time that we're having with the lockdown and everything. So at 8 o'clock tomorrow, we're going to be having four adventurers. One person has dropped out. 8 till 11. We're going to do 6 weeks and then a full 24-hour finale. So yeah, please come along, join us, or you can catch it on YouTube. I'll be setting the I'll be putting everything up on there. But for this evening's game, let's get started. I've gone onto the wrong thing. There we go. Evening, chaps. No, evening.
No morning.
D team.
Yes, the
Hola.
D team. Hey. So this evening we are going to be having a change. Fortunately, Liam can't make it. Although the last time he couldn't make it, I made a joke about him being a spy. And he said I shouldn't make that joke, it'll get him killed. Or more to the point, it'll get him fired from MI6. So I won't make that joke again. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to... And then, yeah, and Alan's stuff happens with Alan, but
yeah. Alan's lost. We've lost Alan.
I feel bad. I feel bad for forgetting about him now, but never mind. I'll get over it. So what we're going to do is where we left our adventurers. They were under the lovely suburban, or the old suburban house in Waterdeep, in the caverns, having just fought off some spiders. But we're going to cut out from there, and we're going to take a trip to way away across the continent of Faerun, and we're going to pick up in a small village north of the Toadsquat Mountains in Thelran, which is in the southeastern region of Faerun. And we are going to meet up with 5 new adventurers. And here they are, all sat in Toad's End Inn. And we have...
No girls in this pub.
They're commoners, so I wouldn't get too excited. So we have Gar, Red, Erroneous Smith, and Jerome the Gnome. We're going to go around the table and get everyone to very quickly introduce their characters before we get started.
Should my screen be black? Sorry.
Yeah, it should. No one likes you.
Hang on a sec. There we go.
Thank you.
Can everyone else see what they're doing?
Yeah.
Toby being awkward and wanting to have sight. That's fine. Cool. Okay, so here we are. We are sat in the Toad's End, a small inn in the town of Thelran, a small town of about 150 villagers, farmers, carpenters, some miners. So yeah, Toby, if you can just introduce your character for us very briefly.
So Jerome is a gnome. He's you know, tiny, obviously being a gnome. He's got quite a scarred face, and you know how gnomes usually have a little like pointy hats. Well, he's got that, but instead of having wearing like traditionally, it's like wrapped around his head like a bandana. He's currently sat on whatever this time's version of the Yellow Pages is, obviously because he's quite short and needs to be able to see the table.
Of course.
Yeah, he's the way he looks. He's quite good at blending into a crowd if need be. And one thing is usually I'm not going to do the voice, but how gnomes usually sound quite high pitched and squeaky. He's not like he's quite like a low grumbly kind of thing instead, which is quite unusual for a gnome.
Okay, and Dan, did you want to introduce your character?
I'd like to introduce you to Erroneous Smith. Erroneous Smith was the seventh son of a seventh son. His whole family before him were Smiths, hence the surname. But as a seventh son of a seventh son, he felt his life would take a different path. Not only that, as you can tell by the name Erroneous, he was a mistake. And his family didn't really have much time for him. So he took up scholarly and wizardry instead.
Okay. And Alex, can you very quickly... Sorry, everyone, this is Alex, who is Toby's brother. He's joined us this evening as our special guest star, as Liam and Alan can't make it. So, Toby, you're playing Red the Barbarian. Do you want to give us a quick rundown of what he's all about?
Yeah, so I am a 8-foot half frosted giant. And the best way I can put it is the way I picture him is Kratos from God of War. So very tall, very muscular. Wanted it to be very much Norse background. He's got a lovely blue facial tattoo that goes all the way down his body. But he's a barbarian, so he is very much just a hard hitter, first into the room, and will swing at anything that moves.
Cool. And finally, Sean, if you'd like to introduce your character.
Right. Well, this will be fun because before you went live, you were saying how you don't like people that don't understand their characters. Well, you said to play something that you don't usually play. So
yeah,
you've
but
got
you're
it
supposed
coming.
to read the bloody book.
I have work. I'm not one of these lucky people to be furloughed and
Neither am I. But anyway. Okay.
You know the
Yeah,
books
me neither.
inside and out. You know the books inside out.
I wish.
So I decided that I would go a little bit more fun for myself and kind of play something I haven't played at all. So I am playing a character called Gar, who is a Archfey warlock. Yes, so this will be a lot of fun.
Fair enough. It also occurs to me that I have screwed the pooch on every single one of your token choices.
Never mind.
But hey, it's
a one shot.
It's a one-shot little adventure just to keep ourselves amused,
It's
and
fun.
hopefully other people amused. And who knows, we might come back to these characters, we might not.
Indeed.
So, you, as a group, I don't know if you've arrived there together, if you were traveling on the road together, or if you are a actual adventuring party. But you find yourselves in, as I say, in this quiet little inn around about midday, in the village of Thelran, which, as I say, is in the north of the Toadsquat Mountains. Everyone's sort of they're in for their midday meal. Workers are in for the fields. The town sort of is having a quiet moment around about the midday meal. As you are sitting, having your meal and chatting away, and the barmaid's coming up and freshen your drink, governor, and all that kind of stuff. A man bursts through the front door. Let's put him. Let's just make him one of those. So a man bursts through the front door, and he is covered in blood. His clothes are torn, his claw marks raking his body, and you just hear the barmaid shriek and scream as she drops the pottery or the plate or whatever it was she was cleaning, and shouts for help.
Is that the geezer?
This is the geezer here.
Oh, he died.
Doing that just to mark
Let's
him as
carry
a...
on with the deal.
discern him from all the other fair maidens.
Yes, discern him. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to guess then. I'm going to get up and
Yeah.
have a look.
I mean, you don't have to help.
Can we get up and approach?
Yep, you
Yeah.
can wander over. We're not in combat, so of course you can just wander over. Okay.
And ascertain what's wrong with this gentleman.
So
Oh, sorry.
you. Is anyone actually gonna? You or just standing there looking at him, going, "Look," or are you
Right.
help him?
Before we
or-
do anything,
A good sir,
Jerome
wasn't it?
wants Jerome wants to stealth under this table.
Why not?
What?
Yeah, screw it. Why not? Roll a stealth check for me.
Fail.
Okay, so everyone is more concerned about this guy that's just come in through the door and is now laying in a spreading pool of his own blood. To notice this gnome sneak under the table, so everyone's kind of quite distracted.
Okay, well, I'm going to go. Good sir, what on earth has happened to you, good fellow?
And his eyelids flutter open as he looks up at you and just says one word, just, hyenas, as he then collapses down. From one of the private dining rooms comes a large man, balding head, quite clean white shirt over a large rotund belly, and you automatically assume that he is the innkeeper. And he's, what's going on here? And as he makes his way, he pushes his way through the crowd and is, bloody hell, it's Roland. And he goes, Roland, wake up, man. Come on, one of you help me.
Oh, good man.
Can I roll a sleight of hand check to tie the innkeeper's shoes together?
You can.
It's a one-off.
It's a one-off, so you're going to sabotage it from the start. Jesus Christ.
And so he
Doesn't
doesn't.
say.
He absolutely doesn't notice this. So he
And
directs.
then I disappear back under the table.
So he directs two of the workers to pick up this injured fellow, Roland. He directs these two workers here, and they pick him up and they carry him through. And this large innkeeper directs them to take him through to this through to a private dining room, and he disappears off. Or he tries to, as he takes his first step and stumbles forwards and hits the floor face first. And where he falls, his head is here. He sort of falls, he's like, oh, fucking hell! And he hits the floor, and he looks over and he sees you giggling underneath the table. And he reaches out to grab you. Say, come here, you little bastard. And if you can just roll for me a dexterity save. And you manage to dart out of the way. And he...
I dart out of the way on top of this table and do a little Irish jig.
Oh my god, what have we done?
And as he rips his shoelaces apart out of this knot, and he's off. I'll deal with you in a minute. And he wanders off into this room over here. Do any of you want to have a chat with your little gnome friend, perhaps? No? Okay, cool. You're all just stood there going, typical Jerome. Yeah.
That's Jerome.
I'd like to probably just flip in the bird, to be fair.
Fair dues.
I don't know ways. I'm very tempted to.
I wanted to rob him when he hit the
That's,
floor,
my
but
butler.
he reacted too quickly.
Yeah. So he he's wandered off, and you guys sort of stood staring at this puddle of blood on the floor, just inside. A shaken barmaid or serving girl is out with a mop and bucket to clean up mess as you all watch, and as you do, another. I'm not going to bother with a token. You see another villager come in. He looks like a tradesman of some description. He comes in and he says to the bar to the serving girl. He's like, "Where's the innkeeper? Where's oh, what did I call him? What was his name? I got a name for him and everything. I've lost him.
He looks like the guy from.
Ah, there we are. Where's Dravin? Where's Drevin? And she says, he's in back. He's gone into room round back. You're gonna have to go. What's up? He's like, I'll tell you later. Hang on. And he runs round into the. He runs out of sight. And you guys are left. You're like, what the hell? We're just having a quiet meal. What's going on?
No.
So a few moments later, Drevin
Just
emerges.
on Sky TV.
What's that, mate? Sorry, did I miss something? Were we?
I think so.
Oh, okay. So Drevin makes his way back out of the room, and he's got his head down. He's shaking his head. He's like, he turns to the commoners, all the people in the room, and he says, "I'm sorry to say, folks, that Roland has passed away. His wounds severe." And he looks at you four, and especially at Jerome, and he says, "Now, young man, that was quite ill-timed and poor taste joke in what's going on. I think I might have a way for you to make it up."
I'm still doing the jig, but I'm listening.
He says, "That man is one of the wagoneers that travels with one of the caravans that comes through here every couple of months. Now, we were expecting them to be passing through about 3 days ago. They've not arrived, and the first sign we've seen of them was Roland. Now, before he passed, he told me that the entire caravan was attacked by a group of hyenas that were walking on 2 legs and wearing leather armor. He said they slaughtered a load of the wagoners and the folk that were travelling with them and the tradesmen, captured some of the others, and took them away off into hills. Into hills. He says he escaped by laying still under the bush until they started moving everyone, and as soon as they weren't looking, he was off. But I don't think he got here unnoticed. That lad who came running in a moment ago told me he just saw 2 large dogs just outside village. I've got a feeling they weren't dogs."
No, I did leave the wife out there.